G'day and welcome to another video. In today's lesson we will learn how to make this really pretty cowl. There will be a free written pattern located on my website, and the link that you need for that will be in the description box of this video. The yarn we are using today is from Toomuc Valley Yarns. I'd like to say a big thank you to Nicole for designing such a pretty yarn. The stitch that we're using in this project today gives it a knitted look. I think this would work great with a short cowl like this, but you could also make your project bigger. It is very easy to do, and it's just a matter of adjusting the amount of stitches at the beginning of the project. I've signed up to Patreon now, so if you guys could go and show me some love and support over on Patreon, that would be fantastic. We will be having giveaways on a monthly basis, so that is really exciting. I hope to see you over at Patreon, and let's get started on the lesson. For our supplies, we're going to need a yarn needle with a large eye, a pair of scissors, a crochet hook that is larger than what is recommended for your yarn. This is an 8-ply or a double knit yarn, and that normally recommends a 4mm, which is a size G, but I'm using one that's a lot bigger. So whatever yarn you choose, just make sure you're using a bigger bigger crochet hook to give you looser tension. You don't want it really tight because it will turn out really stiff and it just won't feel nice when you're wearing it. The yarn we're using is from Toomuc Valley Yarns, and it's a Australian Merino superwash, and it's an 8-ply or a double knit yarn. The colour I'm using for the video is the turquoise, and it's absolutely beautiful. So squishy and soft, and the colour's gorgeous. And it also comes in a white and a black, and I'm pretty sure that it also comes in a pink, but these are the only three that I was able to grab, and let me tell you, absolutely in love with this yarn. Cannot wait to use these. But I'm using the turquoise one for the video, which is coming up pretty true to colour. It's lovely and bright, and yeah, huge fan. I can see myself getting this one again. So what we're going to do is going to grab our crochet hook and our yarn. If you're using a worsted weight yarn, I would recommend probably about a 7mm crochet hook. I'm not 100% sure what letter size that is, but about a 7mm. As long as you've got loose tension, then you're good to go. Now we can use the foundation half double crochet stitch, or we can make a chain and then join and work one round of half double crochet. I do have a video on YouTube, and I will put the link in the video description box on how to do the foundation half double crochet in more detail than what I will be using in this video. So if you're not sure how to do that, then you can go and check out that video, practice how to do it, and then come back for this. So what we want to do is chain 2, and this just doesn't count as a stitch, it's just to start us off. And what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, go into the first chain, pull up a loop, we're going to make a chain, and where we've just made that chain is where we're going back into, so I just like to hang on to it. Then we're going to complete our half double crochet. So yarning over, going back into the chain, make sure you've got 2 loops, pull up, we're going to do a chain stitch, hang on to it, yarn over, pull through all 3. Like I said, you can also do a chain and then join at the end, and then work 1 round of half double crochet. Make sure you're just going on 2 loops, pull through. And when you pull through, you want the V, see the green V? This green V here. You want that V to be there. If that V's not there, you know you've done something wrong. So pull through for a chain, and then pull through all 3. So we're going to repeat that. And the length of the foundation row or the chains that we're going to make depends on how long you want your cowl to be. The one I'm making is going to be nice and snug, and what I'm going to do to make it snug is make as many foundation stitches. That looked like a double crochet I did there. Make as many foundation stitches or chains that will go around your head. If it's for someone else, I do have head measurements on my website. There's also a link for that in the description box. So if you're making it for a different age or someone else, you can use that as a guide. So we're going to keep going. I love how the rainbow just pops in. We're going to keep going until we have the measurement that we need. So if you've done a chain, I've just made mine a lot shorter than what it would be, but it's the same principle. I'll just show you what you'll need to do. You will need to join your chain without twisting. The easiest way to do this is lay your chain just flat on a surface somewhere, on a flat surface, and then see how you got the bumps on the back of the chain. Just zoom in so you can see that. You got the bumps on the back, which are here. And then if you look at it, you've got that flat side where all the V's are when we normally crochet into. Just zoom back out. You want to make a circle and make sure all the bumps are on the inside of the circle. So you're going to put it around like that, and they're all on the inside. Sorry, I just thought I had a twist in that, but I don't. Making sure. All on the inside, yep. And then in this first chain here, you're going to look at the V, turn it towards you, look at the V, go into there, and then grab your yarn, and then we're going to pull through all the loops. And if we have a look at our chain, it is now joined and all the bumps are on the inside, and we're working into the V section, which is here, of our chain. So if you've done a chain, you won't have any half double crochets yet. So what you need to do is chain one. That doesn't count as a stitch, it's just getting us up to the right point. And we're going to work a half double crochet in the same stitch, so just in there. We're going to half double crochet in every chain around. So continue on until you get back to the beginning of your chain. So once we get back around, we're not going to join. What we're going to do is we're going to be working, I'm not actually sure what the technical crochet term for this loop is, but I'm going to call it the back loop. So when you look at your work, you've got your front loop is here, your back loop is there, and if we turn our work to the back, there's also a loop here. Now the first couple of stitches, it's a little bit not tricky, but you've got to look for it, but after a while it's actually really going to stand out and it becomes very easy. And as our work continues, it kind of sits in a way that this loop, instead of being right around the back over here, it actually comes forward a little. It's just how the work will sit. So you've got your front loop, your back loop, and then if you turn it towards you a bit, there's another loop here. So that's where we're going to work into. And I'll get back to the foundation half double crochet in just 1 second. Okay, maybe a bit longer than that. So you're going to yarn over and find that back loop, or the back loop, sorry. Like I said, the first couple are a little bit fiddly, so you're going to work your half double crochet, and again find that back loop, work your half double crochet, and you'll find after a while that it's really easy to find, and it won't be as hard as what it used to be. See how it's just almost getting quicker now. And what happens is the two loops that we didn't go, so the front and the back loop, they become vacant and they pop to the front. And you're going to work this continuously. There will be no joining at all. You're just going to work around and around and around until you get the length that you want. So, which I will show you when I have the length on mine. But I'm just going to show you what to do if you've done the foundation half double crochet. You will have your... You won't have it won't be joined already because you did all this in one. So again, we're going to join like we did with the other one. So we're just going to make sure it's all facing the same way. And this is actually upside down at the moment because our chain, when you put it this way, our chain's on this side. So if it's that way, that's the chain at the top there. So it's actually upside down, but it doesn't matter at the moment. We're going to join. So we just need to turn this bit so that it's the right way up. So it's upside down because the chain's up the top here. So where that yellow and the blue is at the top, we want to turn it so that's at the bottom. And we're going to hold that. And again, I'm just going to make sure that that's not twisted. I'm still holding on to this bit. And then into the very first stitch we've got here, we want to find that back loop. So the first orange loop there is the front, second orange loop there is the back, and this yellow loop that's here is our back loop. So we're going to yarn over and go in there, and then work our half double crochet. And there will be this funny bit with the gap. This is what our tail is there, and we're going to use that to sew it together. So looking at our work, the green one here is the front loop, this yellow one is the back loop, well, it's lightish green. Turning it to the back, there's a loop here that's green, and that is our back loop. So if you turn it towards you, and I just sort of push that loop down there and scoop under it. So I'll show that again. Looking at that, you've got those two blue loops there, front and back, towards you a little bit, and just scoop under that back loop. If anyone knows the actual technical term for that loop, can you write it in the comment section? I've just always called it the back because it's at the back, but yeah, you get the drift. So we're just going to work our way along. And so both, it doesn't matter which method you start with, the body of this project is all the same. We're just going to half double crochet in that back loop until we have our neck warmer long enough, or our cowl long enough. Or you run out of yarn, whatever comes first. And when we come along, you will just continue across here, and there'll be no joining. You can see your stitches are here and there. Just continue around, and then we will use this tail here to join our work at the end, and it will just be continuous. It'll look really awesome. Here is my cowl, and I have just continued on. This is so squishy, and I've used not even half the 100 gram skein, and I only want a short one, but you can go as long as you want and as many rounds as you want. It doesn't really matter. Depending on what yarn you're using, you might have more than other people. And what we're going to do is we're going to finish off where the beginning tail is here, which I haven't done. So I just need to crochet around some more. So you see how you can see your yarn tail here where you started? You're just going to eyeball it and you're going to finish up there. If you finish over here and the yarn runs out, it really doesn't matter because, well, it doesn't matter. Once you've got it on, no one is going to be able to tell if you've accidentally not had enough yarn to finish that section. So hold on to your seats, fellas, and I'll be back. I'm just going to crochet across. So to finish off, what we're going to do is the next stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. And then the next one, we're still working in that back loop by the way, is going to be a slip stitch. And then we're going to cut our yarn. Now you want to cut off enough so that you can sew it in. I'm just going to pull that through. Grab our yarn needle. And I'm just going to turn it to the back. And I love the texture on the back of this. You can definitely use this as a reversible cowl. It is so pretty on the back as well. And what we're going to do is we're just going to thread it down through some stitches. So sew in at least 2 inches of your yarn, and that way it's not going to come undone. And I will cut that off in a minute. And grab the other end. So this is our starting tail. We're going to thread that through. And we've got this gap. So we just want to close it up. So try and go through 2 loops if you can. That'll just give it a more secure finish off. And I'm just going to go back through that loop with the needle just to fasten that off. Have a look, see the gap has disappeared. And the same thing, we're just going to sew in our ends. And go back across, just skipping the first stitch that it came out of, and that will lock it in place when you pull back through. So I'll trim that off later on. And that looks fantastic. I love this yarn. It looks so pretty. I love it. Looks knitted as well on on this side of the work. I think that looks really cool. Gives it more texture as well. Different look at the normal crochet. Then if we turn it back the other way, we've got this completely different texture again that doesn't even look like crochet at all, or really look like knitting, I don't think. So I think that's pretty cool. So that's a reversible cowl, and you can experiment with different projects and with this stitch. I think, you know, if you find a plain stitch that you've got, like a plain project that you've got, you could jazz it up with this different stitch. I think that would look awesome. And it's quite stretchy too. It's got lots of stretch in it, this stitch, which is really good too. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share your creation on our Facebook page. I'd love to see what you have come up with and what yarn you have used as well. Go and check out Nicole's website. All the links that you need for this yarn will be in the description box. I cannot recommend this yarn enough. I really love this yarn. I really do. I support her quite a bit. much to my bank accounts. Yeah. The bank account doesn't love it, but I certainly do. Like I said, share your creations on Instagram as well. If you can tag me over there on Instagram. And also Facebook, share your creations over there. Gives other people ideas as well. Also, check me out on Patreon. I've signed up to Patreon now, so if you guys can support me over there, that would be fantastic. All the links that you need will be in the description box. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy crochet. Crochet look. The arm